Hi, I'm Tim Roberts. This is a series of videos to help you learn and practice the skill of transcription. Transcription is a musical activity that will help all the areas of your general musicality. Obviously, it'll help your ear get stronger by being very specific about what it is you hear and making decisions about that and then committing them to paper, building off of what you hear. But it also is going to help your sight reading, because reading really is listening or transcribing backwards, right? In transcription, you hear it, get it down on the page for future reference. In reading, you take it off the page and get it onto your voice, get it into your ear, get it onto your fingers so you can play the music. It should also help your composing skills, because once you're used to taking music apart that already exists and seeing how it ticks, how it's put together, seeing how the aspects of imitation, of contrast, balance are put together, it's going to make you a much stronger composer yourself. And for those of you who are improvisers or soloists, it's going to really help you add to your vocabulary of licks and ideas that you have in your bag of tricks once you pull them off the record. There are other ways to learn music these days. As I mentioned before, of course, sheet music, and a lot of people are great sheet music readers rather than being ear players. It's a fabulous skill, sight reading. But I want to make sure that you're not typists. I want to make sure that you don't just read it off the page, just like a typist would, not really paying attention to what the words are, just banging off on the typewriter keyboard. Great typing skills, not necessarily the world's greatest novelist. I want it to be the same way for you as musicians. You can learn your music by ear. You can learn your music by pulling it off the page as a sight reader. And I also know that in this day and age, you can go to YouTube and you can find an instructional video on how to play almost any song you can think of. All true stuff. But your ear, musician person, your ear is the most important tool that you have. So you have to make sure that the ear is strong, not the eye. Don't take shortcuts. Do the work now. It's going to make the rest of your career much easier. Now, speaking of making things easier, the environment in which you work is going to make a big difference in how much success you have as a transcriber and how much frustration you run into because it seems like it's so hard. So let's get your personal environment so it will work best for you. So here we are again talking about your studio environment. Notice that on your desk, the most prominent thing is a piece of paper and a pencil. Even though you're probably going to be pulling your files off of an MP3 file on your computer, write the thing down on paper first and then transfer your paperwork into the computer. Don't go computer first. Too slow. Okay? Now also on your desk, you probably have your computer. Here I'm running iTunes as my source material, and the song we're playing is Creedence Clearwater Revival's Down on the Corner. I want you to use your mouse as little as possible because it slows down the process. Try to use quick keys or macros on the keyboard, the typewriter keyboard, to make things go. First, the most obvious one is spacebar hits play. Okay? Hit spacebar again, tune pauses. Hit spacebar again, tune goes on. If you want to go back to the beginning of the tune, hit return. Goes back to the beginning of the song. Okay? A control that's not on the instructions for iTunes, for the transport, if you hit Option and Control at the same time, Option and Control, while at the same time you hit either the backwards or the forwards arrow, this thing will jump back 5 seconds or kick forward 5 seconds. It really enables you to go back over a section over and over. Please notice, guys, if you hold down that option, control, and hit the arrow, it doesn't work. It has to be this one. Left hand on this, right hand over there. Kind of a hassle, but it will save you time when you have to do this kind of a routine. Hold on. 5 seconds forward. 5 seconds forward. Play that again. G, play that again. And that's by using Option, Control, arrow, left and right. Now, your environment also needs some kind of a tool to check your work. To your left, it would be great if you had a piano keyboard. It's to your left so that your left hand binks out the notes you're looking for and your right hand still has that pencil in it writing it down. So I might hear a piece of music played off a computer. I've got da, 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 I go back to my piano and try to find that note. There it is. Da, 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 da. Oh, they're all right next to each other. Da, 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 da. There's my whole lick. Okay, great, I got it. Now I could take this idea as reference back to my notebook, and maybe on the second line I can write that particular melody down, which was going to be G. I'll make sure you can see it while I write it. G, 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 F, F, E, 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 F. And I'm transferring it from the sound, checking it on the piano, getting it on the page. You might be a guitar player instead of a piano player. So to your right, maybe you have a guitar set up there. Keep it on your right, you guys, because it's so easy to pick a guitar up out of its stand, put it on your lap, put it back in the stand when it's on your right, and get yourself back to your paper. But you always need to have a reference tool with you. I don't expect you to have perfect pitch like Mozart, but I expect you to have a reference tool in your environment close by that can check your work. So there we go. Now we at least have your working environment set up well enough that you can be efficient and a good monitors of time as you work on your transcription projects. Now we need to get down to the business of getting the music out of the air and down on the page. That'll be the next section of this video series.